Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Brooke, or Baby Sims on all of my socials, and today we are building 2 houses on one lot in Windenburg, and this video is going to be the creation of the first house. So I know that I literally just did like a 2 house 1 lot thing when we were in I don't even remember what world it was. I did a 2 house 1 lot, Newcrest, that's what it was, Newcrest. But this lot was supposed to be 1 house, but the lot was weirdly shaped. Like, I wanted a backyard, not a side yard, and it's kind of a long, not wide, or wide, not long lot, so I decided to do a 2 house 1 lot thing because I had extra space and I didn't want to do a side yard, so I decided to do that. Plus, more residential rentals in a world means more Sims get to live there. So yeah, I like doing residential rentals. I like to have a lot of townies, and that's kind of like the perfect answer to deal with the lot problem in some of the worlds, because believe it or not, Windenburg is the biggest world that we have in this game, but the rest of the worlds have decreased in size severely since Windenburg or Get Together came out. So you will probably see me doing a lot of residential rentals in all of the world, probably 1 to 2 in each world. I guess that's not a lot, but you know what I mean, in each world, because of the fact that I want more townies, but we don't have a lot of lots, and I like to have a lot of community lots in the world too where you can visit, because sometimes people like to keep their Sims in the same area. Everyone plays differently. Some people play like each world as its own country or state or something like that, but I actually play the game as if all of the worlds are in one city and they're just districts of that city, which I know doesn't make sense, because going from Oasis Springs to like San Sequoia is a very big jump, but I don't think too hard and too long about it. So yeah, but the only ones I find the exceptions are that aren't so much like in the same city district are like what I call vacation spots, which would be Granite Falls, Salvadorada, Tartosa, Montgomery, and Sulani. I consider those different state or city or something, so my Sims would have to, like, they can't, if my Sim is living in Sulani, they can't go to Willow Creek for the gym. They would have to deal with whatever's in there. But I know some people play the game differently, and they play like how every world is its own place and they have to stick to that. So that's why I like to do equal amounts of community lots and houses, and I think residential rentals really help with that. And that is my rant for the day about why I like this lot. So yeah, this is the creation of the very first house I did, and you might notice that I like stop and start kind of with building, and stuff like that. Like, there's little tiny pauses here and there. I didn't want to remove them because I have a very valid reason for it. Okay, it's not just because I was looking at my phone or something, which is usually the case, but actually this house is one that I architect myself. Usually I go on Pinterest and I look at an exterior of a house and then I just kind of build it based on the exterior, and then do my own floor plan. But where I sometimes have a lot of trouble with floor plan, I decided to get a notebook of graph paper and started kind of drawing up my own house plans and doing the floor plan and not caring what the exterior looked like, and then fixing up the exterior later after I made the floor plan on graph paper, which actually, if you're new to my channel, or I guess I haven't really maybe mentioned it on here before, maybe I did, but I actually used to do this all the time as a kid. It was like my #1 hobby for some reason. Like, normal kids, you know, they probably like to watch cartoons and play outside. No, I was 7 years old drawing houses on graph paper to accurate size with dimensions. I don't know why. I blame the fact that my whole entire household basically works in construction besides me and my mom, so maybe that's it, but I don't know. So this one, I kind of got back into my old roots, and I got a book, and I kind of architect myself this house myself. I got my words mixed up. So yeah, I really like this one, and I did not architect the one that's next to it on the left there, but I kind of freehanded it. But that's okay, because it still looks okay. I mean, technically it's not even close to done, the second one. I just finished this one recently, and I built the exterior of the other one, but I haven't even made like the floor, or I guess I haven't started furnishing or anything yet. The floor plan stuff is done, but I haven't actually started furnishing anything to do with that, or put floors and wall colors or anything like that. I quite literally just built the exterior and then went and did something else. I haven't really been in my builder's era for a couple months now, which is why you've seen such a decrease in videos. And an upcrease in shorts and TikToks about gameplay, because I'm just not my builder's era. I'm gonna try to get back into it tonight when I'm done recording this voiceover, because I do like building. It's just I had no inspiration, and every time I thought about opening up the game and going and building something, I was like, rather play. Sometimes I get like that. Sometimes I'm like, I don't really feel like playing the game, I feel like building, and sometimes I don't feel like building, I feel like playing. So I alternate back and forth between those things. So that is what I was doing. And why you guys haven't seen so many videos, which I feel like I'm always apologizing for, and I really should just stop apologizing, because apologizing makes it seem like I'm gonna change, and I always say I will, and then I don't, so really I'm a liar, and I'm sorry. It's just that, like, I always say that, and then something comes up. Like, it's just, the story of my life is something came up. That is, like, if you had to give my life a summary, it would be something came up. It's not really much of a peaceful day around here, but yeah, so with that being said, I'm not going to go into it too much because obviously it's personal business, but I have had a horrible month or two. It's just been horrendous, with all kinds of health and family issues and family's health issues, so, and a couple deaths, so, or I guess one death, but yeah, it's been awful. Yeah, it's been really awful, so sorry about that, but I'm not even gonna try to say, like, oh, I'll do better and I'll start uploading again, because we both know that's a lie, but what I will say was I will try to do better, I swear. And, yeah, so that's kind of this house. I changed a little bit based on what I was, oh my god, let me start that sentence over again, because I completely lost where I was going there. I changed a little bit about the house that was, oh my god, why can't I think of how to say this sentence? So what I had architect did not come into fruition. There we go, I had to symbolize it a little bit. I changed some things, is the summary of that. I don't know why that sentence would not come out of me for some reason. It just did not want to at all. But, yeah, I changed the time to things, mostly just the upstairs layout and that little blank space in the corner there. I changed into another bathroom and then added a little sitting area rather than this weird long-shaped bedroom, because I just thought it looked weird. Plus, this house has so many bedrooms already. It was just like, you know, whatever. Now, actually, another thing I want to talk about this build is that the build idea, like the architecture idea when I was graphing it out, did not really come from my head. I didn't look at a reference picture or anything, but for some reason, when I was doing this, which was like a month ago, when I planned this out, I built it a couple weeks ago, but I planned this out like maybe 2 months ago now. I had this house in my mind that I'd been to before. It was she's not my best friend anymore, but she was my best friend when I was a child. My childhood best friend's house, and it looked a lot like this kind of floor plan. Obviously, I did not like copy their furnishings or literally anything to do with that, but their floor plan was a lot like this because, as I said, I was a weird kid. I was going into people's houses and I was like, oh yes, I like your floor plan. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I remember this house because I remember being a child and liking the way their house was laid out. So yeah, I kept thinking about it, so I just kind of graphed down what I remember. So yeah, and another thing is, and I know whoever knows me in real life watches this video is gonna make fun of me because nobody believes me. They're gonna be like, she's so funny, why is she saying that? I swear I have an eidetic memory, like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, eidetic memory. I swear I do. I've never, it's very, 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 very rare for me to forget something. I remember conversations from when I was like 2. I remember them down to the words. I remember people's outfits I remember like absolutely everything. I remember mostly everything I learned in school. I have no idea why, but I have possibly one of the best memories in the world. So of course I remember exactly how their house was laid out, and no, it did not even take me a 2-second think how this house was laid out because I remember it exactly. In fact, I remember every single color of the furniture and every single book they had in their bookshelf because, again, I don't forget anything. So yeah, not forgetting anything has really helped me out in arguments, actually. Not that I get in a lot of those, but it has helped. It has benefited. Another thing that's really helped me in arguments is that not only do I remember everything, but in the off chance that I do randomly and strangely forget something, I do screenshot and take receipts of absolutely every single thing ever. So yeah, that helps with like life in general. If it sounded weird there for a second, I'm sorry. I had to stop and start my voice recording because there was a problem with the video, but I'm back. So sorry if that sounded weird for this weird there for a second. I am so sorry. I don't know, every single time I talk all day, right? I don't make many mistakes in my words. Sometimes I might fumble, all right, but it's not this bad. And then all of a sudden I started voiceover and all of a sudden I can't speak English. I can speak 3 languages. That is true. 4, actually. I can speak French, English, Spanish, and Italian. But yet, if I tried to speak in any of them right now, none of them would make sense because I can't speak. All I do is watch Gilmore Girls. You'd think that would be like dialect training. They speak extremely fast. Apparently, actually, wait a minute. The faster I speak, the less I mess up. Maybe it's because I'm trying to slow down because I swear you guys hate how fast I talk. Because sometimes I make videos And then my family and friends watch them, and they'll message me, and they'll be like, hey, you talk incredibly fast, you need to slow it down, people can hardly understand you. And then it makes sense. So I try to talk a little slower. Now I feel like it's really screwing me up here. So me talking faster really actually does make sense for me, because I can get more words out, and also because I feel like I haven't really messed up anything since I started talking faster. Ugh, I need to slow it down though, because even me knows that that's absolutely insane, and I cannot be talking that fast. But yeah, so I'm currently putting outdoor lights around the windows, which is what I do with every single one of my builds, because I simply just don't like when the house is all in the dark. And I like it when it looks like this, because it looks classy, it looks cute. And of course, I'm putting my light posts on either side of you can't see me, I'm doing air quotations like you can see me, lots, because I'm counting I know it's one lot, but when I put 2 houses on one lot, I kind of say it's 2, but you know what I mean. I'm putting my lights down because I also do this thing that recently started when I started doing the save file, where I put these like street lights on the side of the houses, because I don't know, it brightens up the street at night. It looks better. I don't really have a reason for madness. So you guys will see the floor plan start to come together here. I'm going to start furnishing here in a second. But yeah, so we have in this house an entryway. The master bedroom is right off the entryway there with a closet and a bathroom. There is a garage and a laundry room, a hallway that goes in. The hallway leads into the garage, a half bathroom, a laundry room, and an office. There is an open kitchen, dining, and living room area, and then upstairs I think there is 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, plus a little extra TV sitting area thing. Even though there's a living room, there's kind of like a second one with another TV upstairs as well for your Sims. My Sims have that in their house. They've never once used it, but I like having it there, because when the kids get older, because I keep doing this thing that my boyfriend highly disagrees with me on, and it's I keep doing this thing where I put the master bedrooms on the main floor and then the kids' rooms upstairs, which even my Sims house I play in has that. He doesn't agree with me. He thinks that the parents should be all the bedrooms be on one floor. I don't, because then you get privacy and stuff like that, and you kind of have your own space, and the kids have their own space. But I can understand why some people wouldn't want that, because if you have like young kids, like babies, toddlers, or you know, anything like that, it might be hard to have them on a separate floor, because they get into trouble and you can't hear it very well if you're on a different floor. And also, if something were to, God forbid, happen, you would obviously not be there in a split second. You'd have to walk up some stairs and do all that. But it's a Sims, so it does not matter. In real life, I could see why people wouldn't like that though. And yeah, so, but also, as I said earlier, I architected this house, or I designed the floor plan of this house based off of my childhood best friend's house. And as I said, I just said that, oh my god, yes, their master bedroom is on the main floor as well, right next to their entryway. So I thought it made sense. But it also makes sense for their sitting room upstairs with me for a TV type of thing like that, because when the kids get to be teenagers, they'll be thankful for that, because once again, my childhood best friend's house, she had that. Like, they had a living room, they had a basement living room, and then they had like a living room upstairs, which only her and her brother's room was on. And we love that, because they didn't have TVs in their room, but they had like a sectional living room type of area right outside of their bedrooms. And we used to watch so much TV out there, because the parents would watch TV down in the living room, but we would have our own little living room area. It was really cool, and it was really fun to have, and I used to love that part of their house, because it was kind of like our own little clubhouse type of thing that we really loved. So I think that's really cool to have. And another thing that I was also really jealous of people when they had as kids, like I would go to people's like kids' birthdays parties in my class, and I was so jealous of kids who had like giant playrooms with all kinds of toys in it. Now, I'm not saying I didn't have toys. I had all the toys in my house when I was a kid. Like, it's not like I went without, but I didn't have a playroom, which looking back on now was stupid to want. Whoa. I'm not hating on you if you have a playroom in your house. In fact, I think that's really cool, and your kids probably love it. But nowadays, I probably wouldn't put a playroom in my house, because I don't know, I feel like your toys can just go in the kids' room. It's kind of just a waste of a room, I find. And plus, it can't stay as a playroom forever. Like, when your kids grow up to be teenagers, that's just gonna be an empty, useless room. So yeah, I just don't really like them. Even when I build my Sims houses, it's very rare for me to put playrooms in my Sims houses, for the same exact reasons I just said. Like, it's eventually just gonna be a useless space, so I don't tend to do it. But I used to be really jealous of this girl who was in my class. I went to her birthday party, and she had a playroom, and that's where like her birthday party was, and it was so awesome, and I was so jealous of her. And another birthday party I went to, this girl in my class, she actually had like, her mom was really big into crafts, and they had like a huge craft room It was so cool, and it was like shelves upon shelves. It was kind of like a home library, but without the books, because instead of books, it was all like, it looked like a Michael's. I don't know if you guys have that in your places, but here Michael's is a craft store. I think it's everywhere, but anyway, it looked like a Michael's in there. Like she had every single thing, and they had like a giant, kind of like a grand dining room table with chairs all around it, but it was the craft table. Now I'm sure during the holidays they usually probably did use that as a dining room, but it was sectioned off from the house. It wasn't like connected to the kitchen or anything like that. It was its own room. But I found that room so cool. That was where her birthday party was held, because we made a bunch of crafts and stuff in there for her birthday. And I found that really cool. So yeah, and now we just finished the master bedroom, and I think the bathroom and the closet as well, which were pretty quick and easy. And now we're just working on the kitchen slash dining slash living room open floor plan area here. One thing that did bother me about this house is the fact that the tall windows are white and the rest of the windows are black, but I actually don't really focus on that too much, and I just keep going. I know that's probably going to bother like every single one of you. I didn't really care though, to be honest. So yeah, also sorry that's kind of a tight squeeze from there. I didn't realize that your Sims will have to really suffer to go through that little gap there, but yeah. This is also based off the layout that their kitchen was in, my childhood best friend. I feel like I'm being creepy. It's not in creepy intentions, I just really like them. If she ever sees this, we haven't talked since we were kids, but if she sees this somehow, which she won't, because nobody in my real life, unless you're very close to me, knows I have this channel. Even if somehow she did see this, hypothetically, she'd be probably freaked out by me. But I'm sorry, I just really liked your house. I'm sorry, it was a really beautiful house. So yeah, I am currently doing the kitchen. I'm cluttering it up and putting different things around. What I have to say, that espresso coffee machine thing from I'm pretty sure it's from the Cozy Bistro kit, is one of my new favorite coffee machines. It looks so much like a Keurig that I just love it. It's so modern and just, I really like it. I think it's one of the best we have in the game. And I know, okay, listen. I know that I use all of the same things for clutter in every single one of my builds. I use the same kitchen clutter in every build. I use the same living room clutter. I understand, okay? But that's because, and I know this is going to sound weird because I don't do it as often as I do YouTube builds, but a lot of the time when I build off camera, I only use CC. I mean, not a single EA created item. Not one. Not even a thermostat. Not a garbage can. Not a rug. Not a curtain. Not a chair. I use all, not even like wood planks or walls. Nope. All custom content. So, and I wouldn't say I'm used to that, but I do build quite a bit off of camera with my custom content for my Sims houses and different things like their family members' houses, things that I'm going to be actively seeing and my Sims will be either living in or visiting a lot. So I end up doing that a lot. And so when I come into game, I'm not used to not having all of my clutter objects, because let me tell you, I have over 3,000 files of clutter in this game. So I'm used to not having it all. So I know what I have and I use it because I don't know what else. All right, I don't know what else. I also get really overwhelmed by my amount of custom content that I have in my game, because sometimes I will like look at it, or I'll be in build mode trying to build, and I'll probably download, because I don't build custom content build often. Like it's like once every 3-4 months maybe. But when I do, I go all out, right? But the problem is I have so much custom content that I get overwhelmed, because it's like triple the amount of anything we have in the game for every single category. So I get very overwhelmed, and plus I download CC every single day, and sometimes I don't go in build mode for weeks. So I go in, it's like a whole new build mode every time. Yeah, I need to slow down on CC consumption because I have entirely too much. It's getting honestly scary. I have like 20 gigabytes of custom content on my computer, to the point where I had to delete videos and things off of my computer and apps off my computer because I almost ran out of storage the other day from just custom content, because my computer is only Sims. Like I literally deleted everything else because I don't have storage. All I have basically is the Sims, all my custom content mods, and the videos I record and OBS and the thing I use to edit those videos. That is it. I have Google Chrome, obviously, and I used to have Stardew Valley. Not anymore, though. I never had any saves on my computer, though. They're all my boyfriends, and we play co-op, so like I could just join them again. But I don't know if that's how that works, but either way, when I do play Stardew, I play on the Switch, so it doesn't really matter to me anyway. But yeah, so now we are doing the living room. I'm of course adding the same old clutter I use in everything, but I am also using the new swatches that came with that swatch update, which when I was building this, I actually just updated my game. I also just update my game again because, as we know, if you're not new here, you know that I hate when this game updates because I, as I just mentioned, have so many custom content mods. I have, for mods themselves, not counting custom content, I have 150 mods. So, yeah. When the game updates and it breaks all my mods, it takes a good 1 or 2 months sometimes for them all to be updated. So I play offline more often than I don't. Like, for example, I only updated my game for the... Ooh, what was that update? The patch before Life and Death. The one on the Tuesday before Life and Death came out. Yeah, I only updated that 2 days ago. And they're probably going to be releasing a new update in like a week or two, and then I'll be offline again. Probably for another 3 months or a month or 2 months or however long it is, because I'm insane. And also sometimes I know all my mods will be updated, but I'll be too lazy to go through the 3-hour process of updating them all, and then I'll wait longer, and then the update will happen again, they'll all break. So that's what happened this time. So yeah, but this build is not on the gallery yet because, as I said at the beginning of this video, I don't have the second lot done, the one that's next to it, but I am going to try to get that done today for you guys, or at least work on it a little bit tonight so you guys can maybe have this build sometime soon. But yeah, and also this is not the first build I am doing in this district because I forgot to say this. Let me explain something first to you. So this is actually the second build I'm doing in this district. It's the district that has the Von Haunt estate on it. It's the second build I've done, except remember how I said that I had to delete a bunch of things because of I had no storage for more custom content? Yeah, well, I deleted the build I did of the first house, which it was a really nice house, and I almost really wish I didn't, because not only did I build it, but my boyfriend really helped me with it, and we'd furnished all the rooms together, so I almost wish I didn't delete that, but it was impulse because I wanted the custom content, so I just deleted everything. So yeah. That video's gone, but this is the second house. That house is on the gallery if you want to download it. It's a really good house, I promise. But yeah, there won't be a video of it, unfortunately. I still haven't made the Sims for it either. I always make Sims for each build that I do, and I place them in for townies in my save that I play in. Except I didn't do that with that house yet. I've been very lazy in putting it off because you think building takes me a long time. Creating sim and cast, especially a family of like 5, will take me 3 hours. So I am lazy and I put it off because if there's one thing I love about this game, it is my Sims legacy that I've been playing for 8 years in real life and like 34 generations. So I will choose to do that over mostly anything else in this game because I love them so dearly, and I love them more than I love some of my family members. So, yeah, you know, that's the way it goes. But yeah, sorry, I had something in my mouth and I was trying to take it out. That's really gross to announce on YouTube. Sorry about that. But I'm now furnishing the garage. I just made this very standard garage. There's just a car in the middle, some shelves, some for storage, an old leather chair that probably came from somebody, an old relative or something. There's a woodworking table, and I put some of the cat stuff in here. I put some bikes down, different things like that. And of course, the laundry room is off of that same hallway that is kind of interjected with the garage, because why not? And yeah, we were just put down the first floor here, and I'm just kind of painting it because I'm going for a new thing here where I paint each room and I'm actually done furnishing it because I usually forget to do some things like that. And I decided to keep the walls just pretty much white and add some accent walls in, mostly because it looked good at the white, but nothing else looked good, so I just kept it like that. And this is a very big hallway, and if you are new here, there's one thing you should know. I hate furnishing hallways. I hate it because there's never anything really important in them. You just kind of put like console tables with some stuff on it, maybe a bookshelf, a chair, and then what else are you gonna put in it? So, but then they look so empty, and I hate having like super empty rooms in this game. It's a whole thing. But I actually asked my boyfriend, who again, as I said earlier, works in construction, and he is in people's houses literally every single day. He goes, I don't think I've ever seen anybody put anything in a hallway besides like maybe a lamp. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I hate empty rooms in this game, so I always do that. Anyway, we just finished that little sitting area. It's, as I said, it's very simple. It's just a sectional with a little console table, a TV, lamp, plant, rug, table, and a painting, and some little picture frames on top of it as well, because why not? And I find myself always putting that, I don't know what pack it's from, I think it's from Cats and Dogs. It looks like a little laundry, like a little, it's counted as a dresser, but it looks like a little laundry closet with a bunch of towels. Linen closet, that's what it's called. So I always put it in my hallways because, I mean, everybody has a hall closet where they put their towels, right? I mean, I do. So is it lagging for you, or is my computer like not liking me right now? Turns out it is actually just my Wondershare really hating me at the moment. Probably because I haven't updated it in like 6 months, because once again, I'm lazy. I don't know. But in other words, I want to talk a little bit about my life while we're furnishing this boring ass bathroom. So, as we know, because I've mentioned it many times on here, I am currently writing my debut novel, and I am posting different little things to promote that book and market that book on TikTok. Also, another thing I should probably mention, I have many social media accounts. For this channel, I have the main ones, like I have Baby Sims, which is on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, or X, whatever you call it, TikTok, and I think Pinterest and Tumblr. But I also have a poetry account, which I have an Instagram and TikTok for, and then I have my author account, which I have an Instagram and a TikTok for as well. So I tend to post a lot of things in my day. On this channel, no, but on everything else, yes, which I'm working on, I promise. My life is social media at this point. But I also am writing a book, and I'm almost done. I'm literally halfway done my very last chapter of the book. But again, I've had a lot going on the last couple months, and the last 2 days I have just not felt like writing it. Partially because I am lazy, but also because I have been writing this book for about 9 months now, and I'm not ready for it to be done. I love it. I love writing this book. I'm so sad that I'm done writing it. I had so much fun with the characters and everything, so I am very sad. But one thing I thought that you guys would find cool, because you're fellow Simmers, is that this book that I'm writing, this debut novel, is actually based off of my Sims. So their love story that got them together and had their kids and all that is what I'm basing my story off of. So I wrote my story based on my Sims' love story, because why not combine two of the worlds I adore the most in this world, you know? So, yeah. But moving on back to the build, I am now furnishing the first bedroom of this house. Well, I guess second, because we furnished the master bedroom. First kid's bedroom, I should say. And this is for a teenage boy. I completely forgot that I actually have a family that lives here written down. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Family generate results. Okay, so the mom of this house, her name is Colleen, and she is an astronaut, which is cool and also very fitting, because just before I started this voiceover, I actually just finished watching Armageddon for the first time. So, slay. What a coincidence. And then the dad of this household is named Frederick, but we are calling him Fred for fun purposes, I guess. He is a doctor. And then they have 3 kids together. They have their oldest son, Jordan, who is a male. He is a teenager, and he is 17 years old, and he is the one living in this bedroom. And then we have a second child named Emery, who is a female. She's a teenager, and she's 15 years old. And then they have a third child named Miles, who is a toddler, and he is 3 years old, and he is a male, as you could tell by the he pronoun. And they also have a dog, which makes me feel stupid because I put a bunch of cat stuff. So maybe I'll change that out for a cat. But when I wrote this down, I didn't build the house yet. So therefore, they now have a cat, not a dog. Sorry to the dog, but I prefer cats anyway. But yeah, this is the massive teenage bedroom for the boy, which I think his name was Jordan. Is that what I said? I kind of went with this brown and green kind of aesthetic. I don't really use brown furniture in my households, mostly because I just rather the light colors when I'm building building houses. I like using lighter color furnishings rather than darker, but I just feel like it fits so well. This bedroom actually really reminded me, for some reason that I can't figure out, of my brother. Not because he had any of this, but his room was kind of dark green themed for a bit before he painted it blue and then went for blue. When he was like 18, he painted it blue, and then it went back to the way it was, or went to that. But my whole life growing up, he had a dark green room with dark green furnishings, like this army green color, and he had brown desks and everything like that. So it was kind of based off that. It was not as glamorous and cool as this room, but same kind of color scheme. But of course, then he got older and he painted his walls blue, and then he went with all black furnishings. So yeah, which is what I did. I mean, my whole life, my room went through many phases. Actually, I used to have a bunk bed. My room was white, and I had a bunk bed, and then we kept the bunk bed, but we painted my walls purple. And then recently, like I'd say about a year ago, we got rid of the bunk bed, and we painted my room like a baby blue color. And yeah, so my room has changed many times over the years too. I feel like everybody kind of changes their room up a little bit. So yeah, and this is teenage boy's room. He has all kinds of cool things. I did put some white furnishings in here because in the order of having teenage mixed match things, I thought that it fit. So, and there is a little bit of white in his room, like his bed sheets are white and his TV is white. So yeah, there's a little bit of things like that. But we have just now finished the teenage boy's bedroom, and now we are moving on to Emery's bedroom, which is the teenage girl of this household. And I really liked her bedroom. I thought it was really, really cool. I thought it was awesome. It's definitely a room I would have liked when I was 15. Actually, no, now that I say that, no, it isn't, because maybe I would like it, but when I was 15, I was emo. So, no, I would have liked an all black bedroom. But no, I was emo when I was 15. I had my emo phase from 15 to 17, and then I very quickly stopped. And I went through so many phases in my life with my makeup, hair, style. I literally just changed it again. But this one I want to stay, which I've said about every single era I went through. But, you know, I actually went through like a little bit of a dancer phase, which my whole life I was always a dancer, but I went for the real aesthetic with it, meaning that I went with like always wearing leggings and my hair up. Basically, I always looked like I was on my way to dance practice. And then I went for like the basic Visco girl kind of look, you know, like the halter top, leggings, scrunchies on the wrist, hydro flask, all of that. And then in 10th grade, I started out with the same Visco girl kind of look, but then halfway through the year, I decided I want to be emo. So I went with, dyed my hair red. I dyed my hair like neon red. I wore giant eyeliner and fake lashes every day. Actually, no, fake lashes didn't come in until grade 11, but yeah, I wore all dark clothes. I even wore a beanie every day. I don't know. And then grade 11, I was full emo. I mean, like wearing marks on my face, big eyeliner, fishnet clothing. Like, I mean to like 9 a.m. homeroom. I wore this stuff. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with me. And then in grade 12, I went for this kind of like baddie aesthetic where every day I would wake up at 6 a.m. when my school didn't start till 9:30. I'd wake up at 6 in the morning to do a full beat. Like, I mean basically 2016 makeup. Like, I was doing full beat, dark red lips. I still wore all black, but I wasn't like emo. I was more like dark feminine baddie type of era where I was wearing like, I don't know, crop tops and ripped jeans, and I was wearing like just things. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Corset tops, very short crop tops made out of chain with like ripped jeans, and color-coded sweaters that were like half black, half white, or half pink and half blue, and then wearing my hair in like pigtails sometimes, or straightened, or yeah, it was a whole thing. And then after I graduated, I went kind of back, and as my friend calls it, I went to this soccer mom era where I basically wore like skinny jeans and cardigans and very driving the kids to soccer, very I own a minivan era. But that was not really fully because like I just changed and that's what I went to. It was actually because I worked at a job that required that type of outfits, and I worked every single day at that time, so I had to dress like that, but I didn't mind it. So yeah, and then that kind of slowly formed into what I am now, which I'm calling is my like academia type of vibe. I don't even know how to explain it. Basically what I wear now is like flared leggings or flared jeans with like cardigans, or knitted sweaters. Very Rory Gilmore from Gilmore Girls. I wear my hair up in like a bun. I have glasses now. So, and I don't really wear that much makeup, and I do different things. And of course, each of these hair, makeup, outfit eras accompany their own hobbies, and some of them I will not be able to say on YouTube because, well, I guess I never was really anything bad. My emo one, I will not say on YouTube. But yeah, and then Visco Girl, I was very into like social media and editing photos and photography. Yeah, right now my current hobbies are pretty much the same ones I had when I was younger, which they say when you turn 20, you do go back to the hobbies you had when you were younger, and then they stick with you the rest of your life, which I'm not mad about, because my hobbies have, one, always been Sims. That has never changed. Throughout all my eras, The Sims has always been my number one thing in my life, which is sad, but it is, and it's always been my number one thing. And then writing and reading, I took a long break from, and I'm now doing that again, and kind of stopped caring about like the makeup and clothes and hair kind of era of my life. I'm more about the things that make me happy rather than things I do to make other people happy, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is kind of a little bit of my rant about my eras that I've gone through. And also, every single era I've been through has very much depended on who I was listening to in music that time. For example, the era I'm currently in, which I described to you as reading, writing poetry, writing books, dark clothes and cardigans, I bet you very much can guess who I listen to the most, and I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. Yep, it's Taylor Swift. How'd you guess? So, yeah, I always really liked Taylor Swift. I've been a Swiftie since I was a kid, but I never was like, I don't know, I was always a Swiftie. I really always loved Taylor Swift since I was really, really young. But I wouldn't say I was a hardcore Swiftie like I am now since 2019, 2020. But I kind of took a break from her again when I was emo, went straight for Lil Peep and Ghost Main. So it's been just a wild ride, hasn't it? yeah, but we're currently doing the toddler's room, which I think I said his name is Miles. We finished Emery, the teenage girl's room, and now we're moving on to here, which the color scheme is this bright, bold blue, green, and yellow, because I really want to use this card bed. I don't know why. I never use this card bed, but something about it just screamed to me, and I was like, you know what? Card bed. So now we're using the card bed. We are now using card bed. Speaking of Taylor Swift, which we weren't anymore, but we are going back to that. She released her Eras Tour book today, and I want it so bad, but it doesn't come out for international fans, and I am one because I live in Canada, not in the States, which is sometimes depressing, sometimes good. And it's not out yet, but also when it is out yet, it's probably going to be very expensive because it's Canada, and let's face it, what isn't? So, yeah. That's just the way it goes. And moving on to another topic, because that's how my brain works, I am currently reading another book. I'm always reading something, but I am currently reading The Spanish Love Deception, which I'm so far rating 4 out of 5, and I have about a quarter left of the book. So far, so good. Really, really like that book so far. It's super cute. I love the characters. I love a good romance. This one had it. This one does it for me. The book I read just before this, I actually DNF'd, which means did not finish. It was horrible. I can't lie. I don't want to lie to you guys. It's so bad. It was called Out of Love, and I couldn't even tell you who the author is, to be honest. Let me see. Hazel Hayes. She's known for writing horror stories, but she wrote a romance one. She only ever wrote one romance, and it was this book. And I'm not going to criticize too much, because what you might hate might be someone else's favorite. I did not like it. I could not get into it. It was a story written in reverse, meaning that the end of the book is really the beginning. Each chapter went back in time. It made no sense to me. I couldn't keep track. The rhythm was... I'm not going to talk too much smack. I didn't like it. I did not like it, so I DNF'd it, which is my first time DNFing a book in all of my years of living, which says something. So, yeah, I even finished books that were horrible. I read the entire After series. Could not get through that one. I just could not do it. So, yeah. Sorry if you guys are fans of that book. I don't really think it's like super popular of a book, to be honest, but I definitely don't like it. But yeah, we have a little bit left for this video, just a couple more minutes, and we're actually starting on the backyard, which I don't do too much to, actually. I just kind of put these bushes down. I think there's no pool in this house. Backyard is too small, which, you know, made me very upset, because if it's not a Baby Sims build, if there isn't a pool, I need a pool. My Sims need a pool, but there wasn't enough room, so I did this big patio area. And then there's a little garden area on the side there. Plus kids' toys and everything's for Miles, because he is probably the favorite in this household. I don't know. He just seems like it. The younger usually are. Speaking from the youngest sibling. If you're an oldest sibling, you're watching this, I'm sorry, but it's true. And if you're my brother watching this, then I told you all along that I'm the favorite, and sorry to break it to you. So, yeah. It is currently 1:45 here, by the way. If that explains to you any reason why this is... I'm absolutely lost my marbles. That is why. It's not like I woke up early, though. Today, no. The other days, kind of. Like, today I woke up at 2. Not really. I woke up at 1, but I laid in bed until 2:30. Yeah. But I didn't feel well, so that'll be my excuse for today. Tomorrow I'll have another one for you. You won't see me tomorrow, because I'm horrible at uploading, but you'll see me eventually again. I'm like that old friend that pops in every now and then and is like, hey... remember me? And then you're like, oh my god, I miss you so much. You should stick around. You're like, yeah, for sure. And then they're gone by the morning. That's me. That's me. But what do you do? So, yeah. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you so much. We are at the end now. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.